starts pointing at me, acting tough. So I bust a U-turn, and I came back, and I stopped my car right in front of him.
We live here.
I got out the car, and I was like, what you gonna be pointing at me while I'm walking away, acting all tough? What you got to say? And then, bro, as soon as you step up to him, he's like, I didn't do it, no, I didn't do it.
We got rights, man. We got rights. We live here, we got rights.
Done with your shit. Before me, probably people let you get away with whatever
Exactly.
you want, but I live here now, dog.
They're not used to people putting our foot down.
You ain't getting away with that shit if I'm here.
Yeah, I keep a baseball bat by the door, man. Like, I live here with my daughter. It's like, she's weirded out by it all.
Nah, they just got too comfortable.
It's too much.
It's too much. People don't tell them anything, so I'm like, every time I see them, I let them know I'm watching. I was even walking my dog with my wife, and the male deaf guy was walking by. And my wife was like, don't do anything.
That's the state of LA right now. Oh, let me check this.
Yeah, make sure
That's the state of LA right now. It's next level.
You gotta protect yourself.
Yep, I'm 10 years plus in on all the West Coast. I've never, even here, NorCal, like I was going to NorCal when it was just hippies. I've never seen it like this in all my years. Everywhere. From the border of Mexico, San Diego, El Cajon, all the way up to like Oregon. We've been Oregon before.
Oregon's nice.
Yeah. Eugene, dead? Good, great.
You take the shot if you want to. Oh, you got one on him too?
Yeah.
Oh, you on him?
Yeah.
Oh,
This is
good one. You should have had this on for live. That's for the
No, this is a line.
Oh, I mean, the cameras is in the way. I mean, that's the thing. The cameras is in the way. Cause see,
Yeah,
this is the thing, bro. You should use 2 DSLR shots for their shots. So utilize these.
No, I mean, Mike, we just got a set way. Like I hear you, but we just.
Cause it's gonna be
I just
different.
need an extra camera.
I'm ready. It's right here, ready for you, bro. I deleted all my the items that was on my card. I freed up the space.
No, I think it's the mic.
I freed up the space on my card.
Right.
Bro.
Okay, that's good.
Like it's ready. This for YouTube.
Do a mic check, Alex. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check.
Dropped it again.
Oh shit.
No, that one.
Yeah,
You shouldn't use no zoom on iPhones, bro.
The editing software.
Because when you zoom, it creates green on iPhone.
Yeah, nowadays the editing.
Okay, it's green. That's good. Is your green? I got it. I see your picture.
I just want you to look at the shot thing,
Yeah.
so you can see, like, you should use for this. It's ready to roll. But I got an hour of footage of it. It's ready to roll.
I got you.
That's what we have to clear. We should be ready. Both mics work and
Yep, I'm charging on the backup.
Yeah. All right, Mike.
The shutter has to be on 60. If your frames per second is 24, it has to be equal because of the frame.
120.
No, that's 60. If it's 30, it has to be 60.
Ready? Let's do it. Let's do it. Mic check. Mic check.
Don't worry about it.
No, just don't change the shutter. Change the ISO though. Keep the shutter where it's at. Change the ISO.
I don't.
No, I'm telling you, bro.
It's all good. We just gotta go with the phone. It's good.
Go to YouTube for that, bro. I'm telling you, I got you, bro. All right, I ain't gonna leave nobody
Mic
hanging,
check.
dog.
Mic check. Let's get it.
Dog. I'm telling you.
Let's go. And this one look a little lean. Probably just twist it to the left. Yeah.
So you're
I
gonna
mean,
have
I
the
had
same.
to
That's down on the right.
It's just gonna be the
from
same
my
shape.
angle. It looks like a little bit lean. No,
I already have it set up.
no, I'm saying it just looks lean. Yeah.
Lean?
Yeah, like it's leaning to one side.
No, it's fine. I'm giving you credit.
It's good.
That's gonna be the same shot as that
It's
shot.
not. This is this shot.
That shot is this shot.
Mike,
Let's get it.
that's a different. This is the setup. This is like an
What
extra
do you want
shot.
me to do with that shot?
What-
It's gonna
like
be
a
the
white
exact
shot.
same.
No, we just been doing two. We just been doing.
So you don't want me to do nothing with this camera, which could be that camera. I could just put this one on.
No, we're good, we're
So
good, Mike.
for the clarity, bro, I'm just saying for the clarity.
It's
It's
fine.
not the same clarity. It's awesome.
It's fine, Mike.
I can just do this, bro. I can literally just do this for you, like that, and then just boom. But that's you gonna argue with that shot? You can't argue with that shot, bro. Come on, like, come on. You can't. There's no zoom on this lens.
That's
I just
what I'm
gotta
saying.
move. I can just move the camera, dog.
Is it showing, blocking?
No, we're good, Mike. Just get another shot. Get a white shot with that thing. We need a
I
white
have
shot.
to move the camera back.
Yeah, move it back and get like a wide shot from up top or something. That's what.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
That's a good idea. We already had this one has zoom and this one has zoom. So just probably
It's
just
not
be
a
like.
zoom lens. It's not gonna.
No, I'm
zoom.
saying this. These.
I have to move the camera like way, like it's a
Let's do that
24.
one for
It's
the
a
top.
24. It can't zoom. It can't
No,
go. I
that's what
can't
I'm
go
saying.
back.
You
I have
does
to-
a wide.
Like I can't get a wide shot. It's a 24 millimeter. I can't zoom in and out. It's a fixed.
I know, but
fixed-
24
it's
is pretty wide.
a, no, it's not. It's a crop sensor camera. It's
No,
double.
we're wasting time, fellas. Let's just shoot.
I know, I'm trying to-
Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right, well, let's go. You ready? Everybody ready?
Yep. Mic check. Mic check.
Wait.
Mic check. Mic check. LVYC. Sounds going. Other one's going. Mic check. Mic check. LVYC. Life Pivot. Another hot, interesting, raw, unfiltered episode. I'm just gonna keep bringing you guys gems, influential, hardworking, entrepreneurial people going through pivotal experiences. Here I have my good friend Felipe, graphic designer, entrepreneur. You know, we're gonna break into his story, break into his pivots, and have him share some raw, filtered stuff about his life and how he got here. You know, where he started from and how did he get here on his seat. You want to tell him a little bit more? Pleasure for having you, man.
Thanks for inviting me, Damian. Yeah, I'm Felipe Picasso. I was born in Mexico, brought here when I was 3 years old as a child. Been here in LA my whole life, raised in East LA, moved my way up to Alhambra, lived in
Nice.
Alhambra for a bit, graduated from Cal State LA with a degree in graphic design, you know, just been working my way up to where I am now, and then lived a little bit in East Hollywood, just moved out here last year, bought my own place with my wife,
Wow.
married in
Congratulations.
2018, yeah, just
Congratulations. man.
leveling up little by little, you know, now I got our own new whip, got our own crib, you know, just our own businesses, work.
So did you, sorry to cut you off, tell me a little bit more about like, you said you were born in Mexico, you pivoted here at 3.
Yep.
When you guys landed here, would you say you landed here living at the bottom, middle class, high end, where you're in the hills down the street? How did that go? Because I think that's an important pivot life-wise for people to know. People want to know, watching, is he a trust fund? Is he not? Did he really come from the struggle? Not to judge, but I think it's important for people like yourself, especially if they're an immigrant, to know, coming trying to live the American dream. 'Cause that's what I'm coming from. So why I ask, you know?
Now, when we first came over here, we lived in a house, 2-bedroom house. Maybe like 10 people lived in there.
Wow. Was that family, friends?
All family.
Wow.
My grandma had 4 daughters. 4 daughters had kids, and we were all just living in that house, making
Wow.
our way.
How was that though, man? Do you remember like what was like kindergarten? What was like elementary school?
Well, the funny
like
thing-
not having a space, because I'm coming from that too. We were like 10,
Yeah.
15 deep.
I didn't have my own
Connected.
bedroom. I had to share. It was me, my brother, and my 2 older aunts. We were
Wow.
all in one bedroom, and my mom and my dad, their bedroom was in the living room because we didn't even have enough space for that.
Wow.
But we're just making it work.
Yeah.
My mom was at
Day to
Wings,
day,
yeah, my
everybody
mom
working,
grinding
being on
at
their
Wiener
grind.
Schnitzel, and my dad just figured out ways to get work. And he started off as a janitor, you know, just like whatever it took. And
Real CEO, y'all listening?
We didn't-
Anything you gotta do.
yeah, we didn't come here and have a plan. Our plan was to come here and figure it out.
I like that.
Because
I like
over
that.
there in Mexico, the opportunities are very limited. A lot of people are corrupt, and honestly, the way my parents saw it, my dad was 20. Well, when they had me, my dad was 20, my mom was 17.
Wow.
But when they came over here, my mom was 20, my dad was 23. They wanted a better life for me, which I was 3, and my brother was 1. So they, at 20 and 23, decided to leave everything that they knew, their life, their way of living, their
Wow.
family,
And did you ever
come over
ask
here.
them now as an adult, what made them wake up that day and decide to make that big life pivot? I did the same. I came to America when I was like 5. Go to show you how sometimes you vibe with people, you don't know their story. But I came when I was 5. We pilgrimed to Connecticut, New York area. Same thing. My mom was 20, and like back then it wasn't like a thing to have a kid that you know have a family. She had to hide me, so me seeing all that, I feel like fueled a lot of my stuff, and that's why it's important why I asked, because I wanted to know what's the back end of how you became a serial entrepreneur and not just depending on a 9-to-5 job and certain stuff like that. So that's very interesting. They came very early. Yep. Where would you say, like, going through those experiences, living with everybody, feeling uncomfortable, was there any part that, like, where did you start getting into creative stuff? Was you into sketching? Or you like into art?
So
where would you say?
I was always the kid that would watch cartoons, mostly like Dragon Ball Z. But even before Dragon Ball Z, I was watching like PBS, this cartoon named Franklin, and
inspired, you think?
Well, what I would do is like typical kids, they watch cartoons or just sitting in front of TV, just taking it in. I was sitting in front of the TV with the drawing pad and pencil, drawing the cartoons.
Wow. See, that's important. And a lot of creatives out
from
there.
the start.
Yeah, like same for me. I think I couldn't interpret it yet, but I knew, like, at 43 now I'm into branding, but that's where it really starts. Why I asked the question, and I learned, like, they say, like, some of the A students that excel in certain ways, the creatives was like the B and C students that was like looking out the window and doing other stuff. Like you said, while your friends was doing one thing, you was doing something else, and that was me. I never had the attention span. When I was growing up, they tried to give me Ritalin. I remember the kids going to the office to get a little white pill, and we look back now, my mom didn't know, oh shit, you're a creative kid, go this direction. But that's really
they didn't know how to fuel that creativity.
Yep, and how to interpret it.
Yeah, they just saw it as like, oh, he's a little loose.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's just that he needs an outlet.
1,000 to express yourself, what you was doing at that age and not even realize.
Our parents were young, not to their fault, but they didn't even know how to create an outlet for us yet. They're trying to pay bills.
Yeah.
They're trying to figure out, is he gonna have food today?
Yeah.
Are they gonna eat? Or can I keep? And that's the thing too. When my parents brought me here, since the beginning, I was in private school from first grade all the way to, high school. I went to private high school, and then they put me through college.
Wow. See, that's a big pivot there, because I knew growing up, depending on what type of school you went to, could derail your whole life.
Yeah.
We had to lie and like use some family's address to put me in like a multicultural school that was like white, black, Spanish, but at the time the school I was supposed to go to, I remember like moving from like Connecticut, New York to Florida, and if I would have just went to like an straight ethnic school, I probably would have been a statistic. So it does make a difference with the direction of like, private school, if you could afford it, it is a worthwhile investment for the parents. So give thanks to your parents, shout out to your parents that was like, hey, let me save him. Because when I hear LA, growing up, we used to watch like Boys in the Hood, stuff like that.
I lived right by there.
Wow, so it was bad. So tell me about that. Like, is that what made your parents decide private school? Like, hey, we want to keep our kid away from it, or was it for like the academic part, or just to save you from the streets?
I think they just thought if I was surrounded by people that had more, I would think like them. Because I feel like if you're put into public school because your parents might not be able to afford it, the level of thinking isn't as high as a private school.
1,000.
So just because I'm surrounded by these people that have dreams, that have ambitions, even as kids, who's to say, like, their parents might be CEOs, their parents might be
the connections, yes.
Where in a public school,
your parents
might not be that big,
but they invest you into a certain percentile.
Yeah, but you're around that, and you think like them, you want to be like them, even if it's at a subconscious level. It's just the fact that it's setting me up for success.
Yep, so it gives you that mindset, and for you to believe in yourself. Because if you're seeing it and you're rubbing shoulders amongst these people, like, that's kind of how I grew too. Where, like, I tell people I have degenerate lowlives, I know trust funds, I'm diverse, and that was like, once I learned how to use it, that emotional intelligence, that was like a superpower. So that's how I could like deal with everybody. Luckily, like my culture, I'm Jamaican. You know, we don't do the race thing. We just see all people. So that's another barrier where like I can't just do all white. I can't do all black. I never.
I need a mix.
Yeah, I never been into that. And right now, how bad the economy is, good luck to the people that can't do that amongst one community. It's very hard.
Yeah.
It's very hard. So that is like, you know, inspiring, I think, for every like young Mexican person watching. It's possible, you know, like your parents don't have to go this route, don't have to go this route. You have the opportunity to like make it for yourself. And that's what we came to America from, chasing an American dream. I was actually born in Jamaica.
It is possible, but you have to put the work in.
1,000.
It's not gonna be handed to you.
No, 1,000.
You gotta put the work in. You gotta work that job you don't want to because it's gonna help you get there eventually.
Yep.
It's like you
Yep.
gotta put the work in for the bigger dream. If you just expect it to happen, it's not going to.
No, facts. And you seeing your parents, because that's what happened with me. Like, I didn't grow up with my mom and dad, so you get an extra push to see just my mom. I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna make my mom struggle. I'm not a loser. So that kind of fueled me, or just, I think, going through pain. You know, pain was been my biggest motivation. So would you say, like, at the time when you were going through private school, did you go through like any hardships? Because it sounded like, you know, your parents worked so hard that they were able to put you in private school. For me, it was the opposite. My mom, because it was just her, she was a statistic in the 80s, 90s. Like how they say, okay, Mexican person has 7 jobs. It was the same title for Jamaican people. I don't know if you knew that.
No.
See?
What was that? What was
Like
that?
they used to like joke about it on Martin. I don't know if you remember the old school sitcom Martin. And he'd be like, yo, Cole, where are you going? To your 7th job like a true Jamaican? You know, it's like a thing, you know? It's like how they say Mexican culture.
Similar.
Yes. So as I tell people now, I see all the ICE controversy, and I'm like, it's not just Latin people, it's every ethnic person. I think people living in LA that never left LA, or somebody that's just Mexican that never left, is centralized thinking it's just them. Because when I grew up, our family either went to London or New York or Canada, and then like, that's Jamaica. And same thing with them, they'll have the same perspective. And I'm like, yo, it's other immigrants getting deported.
Well,
there's
yeah,
Russian
they
people get
They
deported.
see brown and they're like, oh, it's Mexican. Well, no, there's Salvadoreños. There's different
Yes.
kinds.
And
of
living in LA, there's
Latinos.
Middle Eastern people going through the same immigration stuff that look like you.
Yeah.
Like my girlfriend is 1,000% Middle Eastern, and everybody sees her, they're like, are you this, are you that? They don't know. Florida, like, hey, are you Dominican, are you Panamanian? You know, so yeah, man, I think that is, it's crazy how our cultures were fueled to just work so hard, but then we still got to deal with that barrier with all the racism and stuff. Would you say, growing up here in LA, tell me a little bit about that, because that's a pivot, you know, coming from Mexico to here, any immigrant, that's a huge life pivot. What was the struggles like? Because for me, it was like banana boat, like Michael Blackston talks about it, how he was an immigrant, he was African, and they were called African booty scratcher and all of this crazy stuff. And he used to act like he was Jamaican because that was a cool thing and he could get by. He was like, you know, but he said that fueled him. People used to pick on how he dressed. He said, guys, I wouldn't be on this stage if it wasn't for that pressure. So I was like, damn, I can relate to that, because that's what I went through. I started getting into fashion. I had to write down everything I wore. These kids would be like, yo, you wearing those Skippies from Walmart? Man, don't come to school. New York was harsh. So tell me about your story. Like, how was that not being a rich kid living in LA, you know, being entitled, or if you see like a white person, were they racist towards you? How was the racial war with like black people and Spanish people?
So, funny story, when I was first brought here, I was 3 years old. All I could speak was Spanish. I didn't know a lick of English. So when I first started school, right away, they're like, he's not at the level that his age is.
Comprehension.
So we're gonna have to hold him back a grade. So right from the start, I was already being held down.
Wow.
So my mom, you know,
Education prejudice, not even just like racial prejudice.
yeah, they're
Education
like,
prejudice.
he's not gonna be able to keep up with his classmates because he doesn't know English. So then my mom took it onto herself, and every day she'd have her flashcards, and she'd be teaching me English. Boom, boom, let's get our lessons in.
Wow, you picked it up.
Yeah, I mean, I'm 3, 4 years old, you know, I'm very impressionable.
But it enhances you, because most parents don't. I mean, I'm a single parent, and I barely have the time to do certain things, but now, as a parent, I learned how certain kids amongst me excel.
Yeah.
Because they have the information and know, okay, if you don't put in these man hours, the kid's not gonna excel. Because public school versus private school is a big difference.
Yeah.
As far as the influence of what you're learning.
Yeah, and I mean, I learned English. I put in the work. My parents had me in sports. I had great grades, always passing my classes. I don't think I ever failed a class because they were always behind me.
Especially with all that push.
Yeah, it's like they wanted me to succeed, and they were gonna do everything they could to make sure that I did. And yeah, you know, going to school, like people would pick on me because even though I was in private school and stuff, I was still the little wetback kid who didn't know.
It's a stereotype. It's a stereotype.
Yeah. I don't know English yet, so even when I did speak, like right now my English is good, but when I was a kid, you know, I had
You got restrictions.
or I didn't know how to. If I would get picked to read, I'd be shy, or I would. My reading was very bad, and people would just laugh. So you just got to deal with it. But I feel like because of the type of father that I had, he would teach me if somebody shakes your hand, what do? You shake their hand. If somebody pinches you, what do? You pinch them. If somebody slaps you,
certain codes.
you slap them.
Yeah.
So when it came down to people picking on me, I'd always get it back.
Yeah, you know how to hold your own.
I didn't just shy down to it. And you know, I wasn't like the smallest kid, so I could hold my ground. So
I respect that.
if people wanted to talk bad about me, I'd go up to them and be like, you know what? I may not be able to speak good English,
I'm gonna stand
but
my own.
let's get down. You wanna go? Let's fight. And even
Yeah,
like
standing up for yourself, believing in yourself, like that's where it all starts. I feel like that's what gives you like a backbone.
you have to.
You know,
If
like
not, you're just gonna crumble.
Yep.
It's a lot of pressure for a kid to be pushed to be successful in a new country, leaving everything, and then on top of that, you're getting bullied at school. It's like, yeah, there were times where I'm like, I just want to go back to Mexico. Like, I don't want to.
It's frustrating. You're wondering if your parents made the right decision. Same.
But you're a child, you know, you don't have control over your situation. I can't say I want to get out of this. I want to go back. You have to deal with it.
Yep, and level up, and it weathers you, and that's what I feel like makes us men. So sometimes they're like, oh, like he's a man, but he's acting like a pussy. That's where that comes in because broken homes, lack of emotional intelligence, you don't know what to do. So like you said, I'm a keen listener. Your dad showed you what to do.
Oh, yeah.
Think about the statistics of the people that's messing with you. They coming from broken homes. They didn't have that infrastructure to show them what to do. Me, I grew up as a chameleon. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna survive. I got nice taste. I learned to like mimic, or I go to my friends' houses. I'm like, oh, okay. So this is how this shit looks with like a complete home. If they had dad and mom, they're mainly like, you know, not to be racist, but I'll say most of my white friends are like, you know, it wasn't really the ethnic, my ethnic friends was broken homes. I couldn't learn. We would learn from each other, but that wasn't the right thing. So that's very powerful for the homes and couples that are still together. It goes a far way. And I'm learning this level of emotional intelligence through raising my daughter. I'm like, oh shit, this is where a lot of this like imbalance starts. You don't know any better. And this is what's making, I think, a lot of people so rebellious in the world. Or like I see a homeless people, I see like a grown kid. I'm like, oh shit, you never fixed yourself from a kid. Or they say certain cops pull people over, they got picked on, same thing. I see it all the time. So that's very powerful, man. And what's your take now? You know, you went through all that, you established yourself as an entrepreneur. How did you get to that point, education-wise, or like, what made you not reform to just a 9-to-5? How did you let all that transpire into you being an entrepreneur with your own company sitting here?
Well, that's the thing too. Is I do have a 9-to-5. I'm right now. I'm an art director.
Oh no.
At a creative agency named Compadre.
Nice.
Which is out here in LA. We do creative marketing for national companies. You know, I've worked for like NFL, Apple, Amazon, all those. So I do have that job, but on
Yeah.
top of that, I also have my own Picasso Creative LLC,
Solid,
where
solid.
I have my own clients
Yeah.
that I work for that I'm in charge of, and it's just me. And of course, now with AI and everything, you can make yourself look like a 10-man team.
1,000.
So I utilize that to make myself bigger and get more clients, and they're like, oh, this is a whole team here.
See,
but it's really just me.
I respect how you just broke that down because a lot of people are scared of AI. So would you just explain to me, you're not scared of AI, you're not running from it, you're running with it and manipulating it, which is how I feel. We gotta hustle AI. The AI is the next 100 years. So what we gonna do? We're gonna think about the last 100 years. So that's very powerful, man. That's what I was gonna ask you, like, how is business, like, has it pivoted up better? Has it pivoted down with the state of the economy, people not having money? Like, what's your take on that? Because some people are saying, like, oh shit, AI lost my job. I lost my job because of AI. What's your take?
Well, I believe that if there's money out there and you provide the value that's adequate for what you think you should be making, you could find it.
Gotcha. So through value.
Yeah,
Do you-
but you can't be saying like, I want to make this much, but you're not worth it. You
Gotcha.
know?
Gotcha.
What? Just because you have a degree? Yeah. How many other people have degrees? But what else? What else are you bringing to the table that makes you
Yeah,
worth that? And
That's powerful what you said.
there's a certain level, like people reach out to me because they see my work, they see how much passion and whatnot, and then I tell them like, this is my price. I'm not budging. If you want
Which
cheaper,
is a standard. It's
if
a
you want
standard.
cheaper, you can go to Fiverr. They do $5 logos.
1,000.
But I'm not like that. And
You set a standard.
but that's because I know my value. So as long as you know what your value is, there's gonna be people out there that are willing to pay it.
1,000. 1,000.
So put yourself out there. That's why I don't know if you've seen like,
Quality, I believe
Yeah.
in quality over quantity. That's what I saw when I saw your site and your work. I was like, you're more niche, because some people, they try to cater everything, but me doing this for 10, 20 years, I like what you said about like the value. I believe there's value in people's man hours. So because me and my videographer, I've been doing this for years, I ask people, what's your man hours like? Because it's either, just like if you graduate, you go to Harvard, and you got to do case study, it's the same thing. What's your man hours? Do you have the man hours? Because yes, you might have a degree, but your degree might not be equivalent to 10% of my man hours, both in a good way, bad way. But that's where I'm at now as a senior doing what I'm doing. Like even now, I wouldn't be able to execute all of this if I didn't have the man hours. This is actually easy and fun. I can do this shit in my sleep because we got 10, 20 years of man hours. So that was very important that you said. And I think people listening, you know, when you meet people that you're about to engage before you invest a dime, check their resume and not just on paper, but in 3D to actually see their man hours. What have you guys pivoted to? Have you guys had any, you know, what's your testimonial? Now everybody goes to Yelp for a review, but what's the depth of that? So I think that's very powerful, what you just said.
going back to the AI, when AI first came out, I always have been the type of person that gets excited with new things
Yeah.
because I feel like when something new happens and you get ahead of it, you are allowing yourself to be the forefront of
Yes.
whatever's to come
Like
after.
an edge, yeah. You have an edge, yes.
Yeah, you don't want
Like a
to.
new
You don't
style.
want it to be 10 years from now and be like, oh, I should have jumped on board.
1,000.
Because then it's too late.
1,000.
And then you're
No,
going to be
you're
waiting
right.
for the next thing. So when AI came out, I was like, oh, for my generation, for people who are millennials like me, I was like, this is the thing that's around that we can take over.
And utilize.
That we can
Yes,
move forward
yes,
with.
correct.
So I'm figuring out ways how to utilize. I use AI for my workout programs. I use it for I used it to help me do my taxes.
Wow.
I use it for client work.
Yep. Cuts time,
Well, that's the thing. It's like
energy,
people
thinking.
think it's doing it all for you. Well, I would have done all of this work anyways, but it would take me 5, 6, 7 hours. Where this just does it in 2 seconds.
2 seconds, yeah.
So now,
Less stress, you have more time in the day. It's actually like a
All
little
that more
luxury,
time.
yes. It's actually, the thing, people, we work to be able to vacation and get time.
Yeah.
So if this thing is cutting time, that's what made me fall in love. Not about the usability, but like just the fact that it was so efficient. I was like, oh snap, something that would take me this much time. So I don't know how people mentally are stressed out with this thing. Because if anything, you have more time to figure out something else.
The people that are scared about AI are the ones that I wouldn't say are lazy, but don't want to put in that extra effort to either learn it or to utilize it in
To
their
evolve.
process.
Correct.
They like
Correct.
where they're at.
Correct.
So
correct.
it's threatening their existence.
Correct.
That's why they're scared.
You're like, oh, I'm
Like,
scared.
oh God,
Yes,
it's
yes,
gonna
facts.
change everything.
And you know, I think a lot of people just aren't living on the edge. And a part of like creative people being inspired is that edge. Like you said, like when you know, oh shit, this could do this. It's something new. I got like a 5-second rule where things get redundant. I like lose interest. I'm not passionate. It gotta be something else. So even when this whole podcast thing started, like it's been around, but once I saw people's engagement shift and people's attention span, I seen that with my brand. Where before I could post on Instagram and convert to a sale, once I seen that shift, I was like, okay, I gotta shift forward with something else. And I tell people, if you meet somebody that's been doing the same thing for 20 years and they're not super successful, they're stuck.
Yeah.
So you have to pivot.
There's so much instability right now.
Yes.
Everywhere.
And how do you feel, like, is that impacting you being an immigrant? Like, what's your take on this? Because I think LA, not saying other states aren't being impacted, but I think LA is at the top of the strongest impact with the tariff, the ICE stuff, it ripping families apart. Like, tell me a little bit from your perspective, you being a Latin immigrant, not even just Mexican, but just being Latin and an immigrant in the USA. What does that like feel like in 2025?
It's hard, man. It's hard because no matter how much work, no matter how much I bring to the table, no matter how much I collaborate and innovate and try to be a good person, I'm never going to be good enough. And that's just how it is. 34 years ago, when I was brought here, I wasn't good enough. 34 years after that today, I'm still not good enough. If that doesn't show you that things aren't gonna change, then you're just blind. Because I don't believe that things are gonna change. I don't believe that racism and ICE and all that stuff is gonna go away. It's always gonna be it's ingrained in the American society, it's ingrained in the USA. So unfortunately, I have had to teach myself to just keep going while knowing that that part
It's
of
still
the
there.
world is always
So
going
you
to
have
be
to
there.
create your own mindset to be strong.
Because if you think, oh, it's going to get better, oh, things are going to change, that's false. That's not going to happen. It hasn't for years and years, even before I was brought here. It's just not going to change. I don't think it's going to change. It might get better, but there's always times where it gets way worse. So that's kind of where I'm at with that in my life, where I'm just like, I gotta figure out how to keep going while that's happening.
Staying focused. That's why I asked, because I'm like, it's a lot. I mean, being in LA, I kind of experienced the racism stuff with the riots. I got pulled over. They tried to charge me with DWI for smoking bud, all type of weird stuff. And I would see the stuff in movies, you know, since Rodney King. I remember like we're like in middle school, we're like, yo, we're in the lunchroom and like we're gonna riot, you know, but like it was a joke. But living here, getting profiled, me being Jamaican, like I wasn't born in America, so like I'm like, damn, this shit is like, that was my own take. Not saying I never went through like little racist scenarios, but that was my first real racist scenario. I have a mixed daughter. Her mom's white, blonde hair, blue eyes from Sweden. I'm Jamaican born. So I'm a very diverse person. So what I like to ask people, because I know that it is impacting people, it is changing things. I live in LA, I'm a resident here for 10 years. I feel it when I step out my house.
But
So,
I'm a very strong believer in that people are always going to go through shit in life. So when you come out of that, are you going to look back and say, damn, that thing happened to me and I fell down and I got depressed and I went through a spiral and now I'm worse? Or are you going to look back on it and say, damn, that happened to me and because of that, I'm here. I'm doing better. That taught me more resilience.
resilience
So-
is a powerful word, and that's a way to pivot, because if you stay without a mindset, you're going to stay in a depressed mindset and be peeling your tires.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah,
It's
facts.
gonna happen whether
Facts.
you want it to or not. So, what
So
kind
you
of
wake
person?
up,
What kind of
so
person
you
are
and
you?
your wife set like a certain mindset in your household for you to stay focused, strong on your belief to see past it, because I can only imagine. It can detour you.
Yeah, like-
Family calling you, hey, what's going on? They have their perspectives. I can only imagine.
Just these past 2 years have been like some of the
They're
hardest.
probably trying to buzz up the other person on my phone. Yeah, just cut it for a second.
No, that was my phone. They called.
Oh, okay.
Wait, someone called B Mike?
Yeah, but no,
237.
2:37. Yeah, like they'll be here by 3. Matter of fact, just cut it for 1 second. Cut everything for 1 second.
She's gonna come and then she can't. She has my daughter. Where's my phone?
That.
Okay.
I called him like someone said B Mike. Something like
Mike B is just on his own time.
that. Nothing else. No other calls
Let
coming.
me see.
That was my phone that rang. It's coming out good.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Nice.
Yeah. Good conversation. Yeah, and we're live here, but there's no one in the moment.
Nobody's in there.
No. You probably next time we got some like hashtags.
Huh?
Next time maybe more hashtags.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no one in there now. There was like 2 people, but they left.
Yeah, I could just airdrop you. Yep. Bet. All right.
You want to stop?
No, we're not stopping. I'm
No, I
just
mean-
taking a break.
You want to stop the stream?
Yeah.